Absolutely. Here's an expanded 900-word segment of ***. Key point 1. Confidence isn't inborn, it's built, ***. Written in the tone and style of Jefferson Fisher, conversational, thought-provoking, and emotionally resonant. Most people walk through life with this quiet, unspoken assumption that confidence is a trait, something genetic, something you either have or you don't, and because they don't feel confident naturally, they make it personal. They assume something is wrong with them. They look at people who speak with ease, walk into rooms with presence, make decisions with clarity, and think, that must be nice. They were born with that. But let me give you a truth that might change the way you see yourself. ***, confidence isn't a gift, it's a skill. ***, and like any skill, it's built. It's built slowly, incrementally, through repetition, friction, and failure. Think about it, no one is born knowing how to play the piano. No one just wakes up with a master's degree in physics. You don't walk into a gym for the first time and deadlift 300 pounds. Skills require practice, patience, and proof. Confidence works the same way. You ***train it, and the moment you shift your mindset from "I'm not confident" to "I haven't trained my confidence yet," everything changes, because now, it's no longer a flaw in your identity, it's simply a gap in your reps. You see, there's this myth that confidence has to come first, that you need to feel confident before you step up, speak out, or take that risk, but that's backwards. Confidence doesn't precede action, it follows it. You build it in the doing, not in the waiting. You build it every time you push through discomfort. Every time you do the thing your fear told you not to do. That's the raw material of confidence. It's not theory, it's behavior. And that matters because most of us are waiting. We're waiting for a feeling before we act. We're waiting to feel ready, to feel bold, to feel worthy. But feelings are unreliable coaches. If you let them steer your life, you'll stay stuck. Because fear is loud, doubt is persuasive, insecurity knows all your pressure points. But discipline, habits, repeated acts of courage, those are the real architects of self-confidence. Let's talk psychology for a second. There's a cognitive principle called self-efficacy, coined by psychologist Albert Bandura. It's your belief in your own ability to execute specific tasks. Now, this belief isn't magical. It doesn't just appear. It's earned, it's developed through what Bandura called mastery experiences. In plain language, when you face a challenge and overcome it, even in a small way, you build proof. That proof becomes belief. And belief becomes confidence. So, think about your own life. Think about the last time you did something hard, something that made you sweat, made you shake, made you doubt yourself, but you did it anyway. Maybe it was speaking up in a meeting. Maybe it was going to the gym for the first time in years. Maybe it was having a difficult conversation you'd been avoiding. Those moments, that's your training ground. That's where your confidence is forged. And the more you show up, the more you stack those moments, the more your identity shifts from "I can't" to "I've done it before, and I can do it again." But here's the thing. We live in a culture obsessed with instant results. We want the six-pack without the workouts, the influence without the repetition, the confidence without the struggle, and that mindset kills growth because it sets an unrealistic expectation that confidence should feel easy, that it should be natural, but nothing worth having comes without resistance. Confidence is uncomfortable because growth is uncomfortable, and if you're uncomfortable, it doesn't mean you're failing, it means you're in the process of becoming. And becoming takes time. Let me share a little philosophy with you. There's a line from Aristotle that says, "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit." Now replace excellence with confidence. We are not confident because of one bold moment. We become confident because we keep showing up again and again, until courage becomes familiar, until discomfort becomes data, until fear becomes a signpost, not a stop sign. You don't build confidence by waiting for it. You build it by walking straight into the fire, day after day, until the flames no longer scare you. And over time, what once paralyzed you becomes your warm-up. That's the power of training. That's the power of practice. So the next time you catch yourself saying, "I'm just not confident," reframe it. Ask yourself, what have I done to train that skill? And if the answer is not much, that's not shame, it's opportunity. Because now you know the path, now you have the map, and don't be surprised if you fail along the way. Failure is part of the process. In fact, failure is one of the best trainers of confidence if you let it be. Not because it feels good, but because it teaches you that you can survive it. Confidence doesn't mean you'll always win. It means you'll always show up. Even when the odds aren't in your favor. Even when your hands are shaking. Even when the voice in your head says you're not ready. Confidence is not the absence of fear. It's the decision to keep moving in spite of it. So if you want to be confident, stop waiting for it to arrive. Start treating it like a muscle. Lift it daily. Stretch it in public. Break it down and let it rebuild stronger. You don't need to be born with it. You need to commit to building it. And here's your reminder. You're not behind. You're just early in the reps. Here's the expanded 900 word segment for key point 2. Evidence over ego. Track your wins in the signature style of Jefferson Fisher. Clear, grounded, intellectually engaging, and emotionally resonant. There's a reason your confidence feels shaky. It's not because you're incapable, unworthy, or missing something special that everyone else seems to have. It's because your mind doesn't yet have the evidence to back it up. And I don't mean the kind of evidence that comes from praise or applause. I'm talking about the quiet, undeniable kind, the kind that comes from you showing up for yourself. Most people try to build confidence through ego. They put on a front, they fake it till they make it. They repeat affirmations they don't even believe, and on the outside it might look like confidence, but it's hollow, it's fragile, because the second they're challenged, when someone questions them, when they face rejection, when things don't go as planned, they crumble. Because ego is loud, but it's not strong. Ego seeks validation. Confidence stands on proof. And that proof, it's built in small, consistent acts. It's built every time you keep a promise to yourself, no matter how minor it seems. Woke up when your alarm rang instead of snoozing it, that's a win. Spoke up in a conversation even though your heart was pounding, win. Said no to something that drains you instead of people pleasing. Another win, you're building receipts, and your brain notices. We often overlook those moments. They seem too ordinary to matter, but that's exactly where the evidence is formed. The psychology behind this is powerful. There's a concept called cognitive consistency. Your brain wants your actions and identity to match. When you act boldly, your mind adjusts its image to align with that behavior. The opposite is true too. When you constantly break your word to yourself, your brain learns maybe I don't follow through, maybe I can't be trusted, and that becomes your inner narrative. It's not self-doubt, it's self-data. So let's be clear, you don't need more motivation, you need more proof. Proof that you're capable, proof that you can follow through, proof that you don't quit just because it's uncomfortable. But here's where it gets deep, because proof isn't always obvious. We live in a world that celebrates the visible, the dramatic, the viral. So if something isn't Instagram worthy, we think it doesn't count. But confidence doesn't grow in the spotlight, it grows in private. It grows when no one's watching, when no one's clapping, when it's just you versus the voice in your head. And sometimes that voice can be ruthless. It remembers every mistake, every awkward moment, every time you failed. But here's the truth, you can rewire what that voice focuses on. You can teach your mind to track wins instead of wounds. It starts by noticing, journaling, reflecting, even speaking them out loud. Today, I showed up to the gym even though I didn't want to. That matters. It might feel silly at first, but it's how you shift your internal record. Keeping system. Think about how athletes train. They don't just show up and hope they improve. They track their stats. They review game footage. They look for patterns. Why? Because improvement requires measurement. **** Confidence works the same way. ***, you need a mental highlight reel of your effort. You need to see your own growth, not just feel it. Because feelings lie, data doesn't, and here's the thing about proof, it doesn't always come from success. Sometimes it comes from how you *** respond to failure. *** you tried, and it didn't go the way you hoped. That's still data. You still showed up. You still took the shot. You gained more from trying and failing than from sitting back and doing nothing. That effort, that resilience, that's part of your proof file. We think of confidence as loud, but real confidence is quiet. It's rooted. It doesn't need to announce itself because it has history on its side. It's like standing on solid ground. You know what's under your feet because you've been there before. You've walked it. You've earned it. That's the difference between ego and evidence. Ego needs attention. Evidence needs commitment. Let me take this a step further, because this isn't just about how you feel. It's about how you function. Confidence affects how you communicate, how you lead, how you show up in relationships. If your internal file is full of broken promises and abandoned goals, it bleeds into everything you do. But if your mind is stacked with proof that you are reliable, that you can handle discomfort, that you do what you say, you operate differently, you speak with weight, you move with clarity, you stop asking for permission. And people feel that. Confidence is contagious, but it's also transparent. You can't fake the kind of confidence that comes from lived proof. You can feel when someone's been through the fire and didn't run. That kind of person doesn't need to impress you. They just ***. So how do you start building this file? Simple. Start small. Make one promise to yourself today. Keep it. Then another tomorrow and another. Stack those wins. Write them down. Reflect on them weekly. Treat it like a training log, because it is. You are literally reconditioning your mind to believe in you again. And if that voice in your head starts whispering, but it's not enough, remind it, ***, enough isn't a moment, it's a direction. ***, you're heading somewhere better, stronger, more grounded, because at the end of the day, confidence doesn't come from how loudly you talk, how many likes you get, or how many people clap when you speak. It comes from knowing, without needing to prove to anyone else, I have receipts, I have earned this, and you can earn yours, starting today. Absolutely. Here's the *900 word expansion of key point 3. Inner dialogue builds or breaks you. In the Jefferson Fisher motivational style, intelligent yet accessible, conversational yet deeply reflective. If you really want to understand why your confidence rises and falls, stop looking outside. Stop analyzing the situation, the people around you, or the outcome. Start listening not to others, but to you, that voice in your head, the one that narrates your life moment by moment. That's the real driver. That's the one either building your confidence brick by brick or tearing it down from the inside. Here's the truth. You are in a constant conversation with yourself, whether you realize it or not. Every time you make a decision, show up in a room, look in the mirror, or take a risk, your inner dialogue speaks, and what it says either empowers you or undermines you. But here's where it gets deep. Most of us inherited that voice. We didn't build it intentionally. It was shaped by childhood, by criticism, by comparison. It's filled with echoes of other people's doubts, other people's fears, other people's limitations, and now it sounds like your own thoughts. You believe it because it's familiar. But familiarity isn't truth. Think about this. You've probably said things to yourself you would never say to a friend. You've talked down to yourself, called yourself names, ridiculed your own dreams. And the scary part, You do it so often that it starts to feel normal. The brain adapts, the nervous system adjusts, and now, every time you attempt something bold, that internal voice is the first to tear it apart. Now imagine this happening day after day, year after year. What kind of self-image do you think that creates? One that's whole, grounded, confident? No, it creates hesitation. It creates self-doubt. It creates the kind of fragile identity that looks for approval because it's never been given permission from within. You can't build outer confidence with inner cruelty. It just doesn't work. There's a psychological concept called self-schema. It refers to the beliefs you hold about yourself that shape how you process information. If your self-schema says, I'm not good enough, then every failure becomes confirmation. Every compliment feels like a lie. Every opportunity feels like a trap. Your inner dialogue acts like a biased filter. It doesn't report the truth. It reports what it already believes. And unless you challenge that narrative, it will define the ceiling of your confidence. This is why affirmations fall flat for a lot of people. You can't just repeat "I'm enough" in the mirror if every part of your nervous system is programmed to believe the opposite. The real work is not in saying new words, it's in replacing old narratives. And that takes awareness, it takes intention, it takes you being willing to pause, catch that voice, and question it. Because your inner voice is not it's a script, and scripts can be rewritten. Now, I'm not saying you turn every negative thought into blind positivity. That's not confidence, that's denial. Real confidence says, yes, I'm afraid. Yes, this is hard, and I still believe I'm capable. It's not about being delusional. It's about being honest and grounded in the truth that you're not defined by one moment, one failure, or one flaw. When you start shifting yourself from judgment to curiosity, everything changes. Instead of, why do I always mess this up? You ask, what can I learn from this? Instead of, I'm not good enough, you ask, what skill do I need to sharpen? You go from being your worst critic to becoming your most consistent coach. Let's break this down practically. When you catch a negative thought, and don't push it away, interrupt it, name it, speak back, literally, out loud if you have to. Say, that's not true, I'm learning, I'm growing, I've overcome harder. The power isn't in pretending you never struggle, it's in choosing who gets the final word. You get to choose your mental narrator. And that choice builds momentum. You'll start noticing when that inner voice is pulling from the past instead of the present. You'll catch when it's predicting disaster without any evidence, and you'll stop letting it run the show. That's when confidence starts to take root, not because the fear disappears, but because you no longer believe every story your brain tries to sell you. You can go months doing all the right things on the outside, working hard, showing up, saying yes to opportunities, and still feel small inside if your inner dialogue is toxic. But flip that. Start speaking to yourself with truth, with discipline, with compassion. That's where the real shift happens. That's when your external actions and internal identity align. And when that alignment happens, you move differently. You walk into rooms with presence, not because you think you're better than anyone, but because you're finally not at war with yourself. You're not doubting every word you say, you're not replaying every awkward moment on a loop. You're clear, you're grounded, you're focused. That's real confidence, and it starts on the inside. So if you're serious about building confidence, don't just look at what you're doing, listen to what you're saying. To yourself, in the quiet, in the moments no one sees, that's where it's won or lost. And here's the reflection I want to leave you with. If your inner voice were a person, would you still be friends with it? If the answer is no, you've got work to do, not punishment, not guilt, work. The work of rewriting the script. Of speaking to yourself like someone you care about, because when you become your own ally, not your enemy, there's nothing you can't walk through. Confidence isn't just how you speak to the world, it's how you speak to yourself, especially when the world goes silent. Here's the **900 word expansion **of **key point 4. Action is the only antidote to fear. Asterisk asterisk, written in Jefferson Fisher's voice, grounded, intellectual, practical, and deeply human. We've talked about how confidence is built, not born. We've looked at the importance of evidence, the power of inner dialogue, but now let's talk about something that most people try to avoid. Asterisk asterisk, fear. Asterisk asterisk, that internal resistance. That invisible wall between where you are and where you know you're meant to be. Here's what we don't say out loud enough. Asterisk asterisk, everyone feels fear. Asterisk asterisk, every confident person you admire, they feel it. Leaders feel it. Performers feel it. Entrepreneurs feel it. The difference isn't in the fear itself. The difference is in the response, because fear isn't the enemy. Asterisk asterisk, inaction is. Asterisk asterisk, the longer you wait, the louder fear becomes. You think you're being cautious. You think you're preparing. But what you're actually doing is giving fear time to make its case, to convince you you're not ready, that you'll fail, that people will laugh, and the worst part, the more you listen, the more believable it becomes. Fear has a PhD in persuasion, and if you let it talk long enough without interruption, it will convince you to abandon every dream you've ever had. But here's the truth that flips the game. Asterisk asterisk, fear doesn't respond to logic, it responds to movement. Asterisk asterisk, you can't think your way out of fear. You can't journal your way around it. You can't analyze it until it disappears. Fear is emotional. It lives in the body. It's designed to protect you from perceived danger. But here's the kicker. Your brain doesn't know the difference between asterisk actual threat asterisk and asterisk emotional risk. Asterisk, it reacts the same to public speaking as it would to a lion attack. Heart races, palms sweat, muscles tense. But here's the good news. Asterisk asterisk, you're not a hostage to that response. You're a participant. Asterisk asterisk, and your choice to move to act literally rewires the fear. There's neuroscience behind this. When you take action in the presence of fear, not after it's gone, not when you're comfortable, but while it's still there, your brain records that data. It says, wait a minute, we did the thing, and we didn't die, we didn't crumble, we didn't fall apart. That's exposure therapy. That's confidence training. Asterisk asterisk, that's how you teach your nervous system that fear is not a stop sign, it's just a signal. Asterisk asterisk, too many of us are waiting to asterisk feel asterisk brave before we move, but bravery is not a feeling. It's a asterisk decision, asterisk a choice you make sometimes with shaky hands, dry mouth, and 1,000 doubts echoing in your head, but you move anyway, and that movement, even if it's a small step, becomes the seed of confidence. Confidence doesn't grow in the planning phase, it grows in motion, it grows in discomfort, it grows when you make the call, have the conversation, post the video, speak up in the meeting, not perfectly, just consistently. There's a psychological concept called the asterisk asterisk confidence competence loop. Asterisk asterisk, it says the more you act, the more competence you develop, the more competence you build, the more confident you feel. But that loop only starts when you asterisk asterisk move. Asterisk asterisk, and the people who seem most confident, they didn't wait for perfection, they just entered the loop earlier. We think confidence is the reward at the finish line. It's not, it's the energy you generate from movement. Even if you fall, even if you mess up, even if it goes sideways, you still walked through fear, and that's a win. That's more than most ever do. Because most people spend their lives tiptoeing around fear, making sure they never feel that sting of risk, but they also never feel the pride of growth. Let me tell you, there's nothing more disempowering than being stuck in the asterisk idea asterisk of who you want to be but never moving toward it. You create this beautiful vision in your head, but you let fear anchor your feet, and the longer you stay stuck, the more you begin to doubt that the vision was ever real. Action sets you free, not because it erases the fear, but because it gives you clarity. You find out what you're made of, you learn what works, you realize you're stronger than you thought, and that truth, once experienced, becomes unshakable. So, what does this look like in real life? It means sending the email, not just drafting it. It means getting up when the alarm goes off, not when it's convenient. It means walking into the room even if you feel out of place. These aren't massive, Instagram-worthy moves, but they are *defiant acts of courage. They say to fear, you don't get to decide what happens next. Every step you take in spite of fear is a deposit into your confidence account, and over time, those deposits compound. They become unshakable evidence. They quiet the doubt, not by argument but by action. Look, fear isn't going away. It's part of the human experience, but the goal was never to be fearless. The goal was to become fear, trained, to recognize fear, feel it fully and move anyway. That's confidence. Not the absence of fear, but the refusal to let it make decisions for you. And if you've been sitting on an idea, delaying a decision, avoiding a moment, let this be your signal. Move. Take one step. Write one word, make one call, because your confidence isn't waiting in the future. It's built in the doing. And here's the bottom line I want you to carry forward. Fear thrives in hesitation. Confidence grows in motion. Choose motion.